Namaste Sannyasa family and everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you in this daily live meditation session with me, Dhyanse. We're meditating on 112 meditation techniques of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. There are two types of mind. The first, the mind of imprisonment. And the second, the mind of freedom. The mind of imprisonment always looks for imprisonment. It looks for control. It looks for rules. It looks for contraction. In every expression of the mind, it is looking for always control, security, objectivity, trying to convert every situation into a contraction, into an imprisonment. This mind of imprisonment is what we all live. This mind of imprisonment is full of fear, is full of anxiety, is full of control. In every situation, it wants more and more rules, more and more restrictions, more and more contractions, in the hope that it can secure itself, in the hope that it can fight that invisible ghost, in the hope that it can come out of the fear. But what happens is it goes more and more into imprisonment, more and more into fear, more and more into contraction, and always remains in this imprisonment and leads a life of fear, leads a life of anxiety, leads a life of contraction. A very wealthy man, he once was sleeping in his mansion, had a dream. In the dream, death appeared. Death said, "I'm coming for you." This wealthy man, he woke up, and out of fear, out of trembling, in the dream, death said, "I'm coming for you." So he said, "Okay, let me see how death comes." He called in all his advisors. He said, "I'll pay whatever is needed, create the most secure mansion, put all kinds of the best security, the best regulations, the best squad outside my mansion, put all the restrictions, make sure nobody comes out, nobody comes in, nobody goes out. In the whole mansion, everything was put in security, everything was sealed, every door was sealed, every window was sealed, and this wealthy man was made available with all the resources he wanted in his mansion. He completely closed himself, enclosed his mansion. Outside there were guards, there were all kinds of security waiting for anybody to enter in any form. They would immediately kill that person. The orders were such that don't leave anybody, whosoever tries to enter, even a bird that wants to enter from the window, kill that bird. And this wealthy man lived in this mansion completely closed for days, for weeks, for years, in this fear, in this trembling that suddenly from somewhere death may come, death may appear. But days, weeks, months, years pass by. The man never went out. He remained enclosed in his mansion. And one day, once again, in the dream, death appeared. In that dream, the man said to the death, "Look, I beat you. You can never reach me. I have such a secure place, such a secure mansion. You said you would come the next day. You haven't come for years." The death said, "Well, I had already come to you the moment you decided to put yourself in this enclosure. You are already dead. See, look at yourself. What are you talking about?" So this mind of contraction, this mind of imprisonment, it converts every situation unconsciously into an imprisonment in the hope that it can preserve itself. But what happens is, you can imagine, Then there is this mind of freedom, the mind of expansion, the mind of trust, the mind of surrender, the mind of harmony, the mind of love. That mind is allowing expansion. It lives, it flows with existence. It welcomes whatever it comes its way. It is not insane. It is not that it does not have any fear. If you're standing at the edge of a mountain, to know that if you will take a step further, you will end your life, does not require a contraction mind, a mind of fear. It can be a mind of expansion, it can be a mind of freedom, but remaining sane, knowing what needs to be done in whichever situation. But this mind of expansion, this mind of love, this mind of growth, this mind of freedom, this mind is required for the spiritual journey. The mind of contraction, the mind of imprisonment can never even imagine of spirituality, of spiritual growth. It tries to objectify everything in order to hold on to anything and everything that gives it security, that gives it a sense that it can live. The mind of expansion is completely the contrary, and the spiritual growth, which is not objective at all, which is a growth of your subjectivity, which is a growth of your experience, which is a growth of your love, of your harmony, of your surrender, of your trust, that requires the mind of freedom. So see that once you are on the path of spirituality, you will transcend both types of the mind. Nirvana, moksha is transcending all kinds of mind. It's transcending the mind and moving into a place which is beyond the mind. But the path to spirituality is easier if you have the mind of freedom, if you have the mind of expansion, if you have the mind of love. And that path becomes easier to follow and go along with it into this expansion of consciousness. But if you remain with this contraction, with these rules, with this mind of imprisonment, you can never ever even imagine of spirituality, of the liberation of energies, of the unfoldment of consciousness. A person who has been sometimes listening to these sessions, he has been trying to write to me several times. He's saying, I would like you to hypnotize me. I would like you to control my mind. That's how I want the spirituality. And I've been trying to explain this person so many times that spirituality is not about the control of the mind. Spirituality is about going beyond the mind. So this type of mind, which is of imprisonment, which is of control, can never taste, can never lead to any kind of spiritual truths. See that while you are in these sessions, while you are in this space, if you come here to find some more security, to hold on to something, you may be disappointed. If you are in these sessions, in this space of meditation, with expansion, with trust, with love, with surrender, with receptivity, with openness, with that mind, there is a possibility. Otherwise, we can go on talking and going through this process. A mind of contraction, a mind of imprisonment will never have the taste of what is being delivered here in these sessions. Let us listen to what Bhairava has to give us as a technique for today in Vigyan Bhairav Tantra and meditate over it in our silence. Bhairava says, wherever the mind finds satisfaction, let it be fixed there, for there itself the nature of supreme bliss will become manifest. Let me repeat. Wherever the mind finds satisfaction, let it be fixed there. For there itself the nature of supreme bliss will become manifest. Here you can see that Tantra, it comes to you wherever you are. Unlike yoga, which calls you towards itself, which gives you a system and has elements of discipline. Yoga is a discipline. Tantra is an expansion. Tantra is coming to you in whichever situation you are. So it says, wherever the mind finds satisfaction, it's saying, forget about all the discipline, forget about all these points that you have to follow in order to be spiritual. Just start from wherever the mind finds satisfaction. It is pointing towards those situations in life, in your daily life, wherever you find satisfaction. Satisfaction in doing small things, in cooking something different, in painting, in dancing, in music, wherever, in reading, wherever your mind finds satisfaction. The moment your mind finds satisfaction is the moment which you can convert into a meditative moment. This is the message of Tantra, that if you are having a lot of monkey mind, if you are completely distracted, if you're completely disturbed, if you sit in meditation, nothing will happen. You will not be able to enter and appreciate the silence, the depths of the silence, if you have too much going on in your mind. So the way to approach that is to start with where your mind finds satisfaction. It could be music, it could be dance, it could be painting, any kind of expression of the mind that you have where the mind finds satisfaction. The moment you recognize that moment of satisfaction is the moment to enter into meditation. In your daily life, whatever you're doing to satisfy your mind, whatever pleasure, whatever activity you are involved in, the moment your mind is satisfied, in those moments, sit down, be aware, take those moments to enter into the silence. Another aspect of this technique is, Bhairava says, let it be fixed there, for there itself the nature of supreme bliss will become manifest. Meaning that you will be reminded of that bliss, in that satisfaction of the mind, you will be reminded of the bliss. And it will be easier for you to be open to the mind of freedom, of the mind of expansion. In that satisfaction, it does not matter from which situation of your life you come from. In that moment of satisfaction of that activity, your mind becomes the mind of expansion, the mind of freedom. And you remember this taste of bliss, which takes you further, deeper into spirituality. See that your mind is either living in a low, in that depression, in that suppression, or it is living in this excited high, which is uncontrolled, which is distracted. So what here Bhairava is saying, in the moments of satisfaction, you come out of the low, you come out of the depression, and you come also out of the high, out of the excitement, you come into that balance. Satisfaction, those moments where the mind is satisfied, those moments are that moment of balance where you can enter into the meditative state. That is the message of Bhairava for you to practice in your daily life beyond these sittings of meditation, of silence. How to do this? In the moments of silence, in the moments of practice where you want to sit down and where you want to enter meditation. The vibration of Om. That's what we will practice for today, because no matter whether you are in a low or you are in a high, in whichever state you are, in whichever state of mind and psyche you are, the vibration of Om brings that balance. It brings that ultimate satisfaction of the mind, because mind can get completely absorbed in its totality in the vibrations of Om. In the vibration of Om, it covers the entire spectrum of whatever possible mind you could have. It does not matter how different your mind is. It doesn't matter how many billions of mind that are out there in the world. In the vibration of Om, all these minds, all different types of mind, they find the ultimate satisfaction, because this vibration of Om is from the whole, is from the totality. It does not exclude anything. So for these moments of meditation, for these moments of silence, we'll begin our practice by few chants of Om, letting our mind be completely absorbed in the vibration of Om, be completely satisfied in this balance, which is neither the low nor the excited, and in that balance we'll move into silence. You may chant Om along with me. You don't have to follow my pace, or you simply listen. Or simply listen to the vibration, to the reverberations of Om that is going on in these moments. If you decide to chant alone, you start with me and you end in your silence. You wait until I am finished with Om and you start again the next Om, this next chant with me. In between two chants, there will be gaps of silence for your energies to reorganize. Let us close our eyes and take a posture that is comfortable for you. Your body and mind relaxed, awareness within, breath flowing naturally, and your body finding its rest with every exhalation. Take a nice deep breath. Allowing your mind to be absorbed in the vibrations of Om. Your thought, your energies, all engaged, involved in the chant of Om. all your attention, awareness on the vibrations of Om. From sound to vibrations, allowing your whole body, your whole being to vibrate, to reverberate, the sound, the vibration of Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Stay in silence. allowing your energies to reorganize. In this silence, notice the sensations in your body. The stillness in your mind. And simply remain in this stillness, silence, and awareness. Not holding on to anything. Not trying to do anything. Simply staying in silence and awareness. Maintaining this awareness in silence, very gently and slowly. you may open your eyes. And whatever situation you are in, whatever the external world is, in your inner space, living the mind of freedom, of expansion, of love, of trust, of surrender, of flowing with existence in awareness and silence. If you wish to flow along on this spiritual journey with other meditators, others who are also in the same experience as you are, in the same highs and lows, and trying to be in this balance, in this mind of freedom and moving forward on spiritual journey. If you wish for that kind of a Sangha, that kind of a connection with others, you're more than welcome to join our community of meditators who are living this connection, who are living this love, who are living this togetherness as we move forward day by day in our spiritual journey. If this resonates to you, please write me an email with your introduction, with your calling for the community, and what would you like to give back to the community. Thank you very much. Namaste.